Hi. So today I am recording. Let me move this closer by there. And I'm wearing I think we call it a sling. I like grew up in Holland, so with us it's Mitella. It's almost Nutella, but not the same. Part of my shoulder seems to be dislocated, or so it feels, and I don't know. Sometimes I have it, and then it goes back, and I'm okay. So we're going to just hopefully have that same update soon. Um, Today is a day that I was really early getting up. So we had a terrible problem with smells here lately. I call dead body smell. You could say rotting flesh smell. If you find a dead bird in the street and it's dead for a while, it would start to smell, and that's the smell. I don't think rats have the same smell, but maybe that's me. In any way, I can hardly breathe when it comes, and it makes me sick. I had long haul, and every time I would walk into a germ area, I would get sick, get a lot of pain and weakness. And when I moved to a different state with clean air, it went away. But I never thought this would happen here. I'm in a very classy building, so I really don't know what that is. Mm. Um, and right in the middle of the moment that I was going to walk on my walk pad, which, well, I am not doing it now, but finding all kinds of solutions, from burning matches to using perfumes, home perfumes, the ones you stick in the wall, or a bigger one that I just bought. And then, of course, the disinfective spray that doesn't seem to work. No. I'm so lucky. Really. Oh, I see. Hang on. Oops. All right. So it's, yeah. Okay. Over the head. That's all you need. And coffee. When you wake up like that, it's like not 6 yet, and the smell of the rotting flesh is then so extreme that you're like covered. It feels like you're swimming in it, and I wonder if there's a dead animal somewhere in the wall, actually, or someone is making jokes. There are people on the roof that hang around that I sometimes find peculiar, and maybe they have a spray with this kind of smell that they direct inside the ACs or something. You don't know. But it is why partially why I left my other apartment. I lived in New York before, and I left because of extreme violence and crime, and on with the murder and the murder and the murders, and it was just, for a New York person, maybe normal. For me, that was just an incredible outrage and a horrifying thing. And I was honest about that, so they really didn't like me. I have a stop in between in another state, and I come back to New York, to a very good place, and everything here is really good. Really am satisfied about a lot, especially concerning all the other problems everywhere else, but the smells are just undoable. So I'm going to try to resolve it. I bought some declogger just in case it's in the pits. And I got all these perfumes and sprays that I will try. But I'm pretty sure that afterwards I just don't feel obligated to try it, but it will still smell. And then I'm going to have to ask for someone to take a look at that. And I don't know how that will be here, but with me in the past in New York, it just meant somebody would walk in and say, "Oh, I don't smell it," and then leave. And that you'd really have to call the government and make process a case, and that then a person from the government would come with a special measurement device that measures smells and toxics and chemicals and pollutions and fungus and all that, and it will come in your apartment and go through the area where it is. And if you then have the problem that it comes in flares, like here it comes in the morning and it's sort of blowing over now, that's very dangerous because you sleep in it, right? But so if you then have that man there, he can install a little piece of equipment to measure it over time. And the thing is that then they can do something about it if they recognize it and say, maybe it's not rotting flesh, but it's something else. I just recognize it from dead animals, but it could be anything. And of course, every home has its own problems. And this person will then find that out. What you really want is that somebody immediately has a look, like in series on TV, where even the apartments can be checked if there are dead people in there, which is of course a horrible thing to say, but people do die, and they can stink. If you pass away, your stink is just it's almost far worse, bad enough to travel to the moon and back, and that might be what's going on. And if nobody's going to have a look at that, then you don't know, and you can't resolve the problem either. I'm just talking out loud, just talking to myself. Nobody's following or seeing this, but it's a stressful thing, and what's also stressful is this, that my hand is now getting thicker and slightly tingling, and according to AI, that means I have to see a doctor, and I'm pretty sure that that's not going to be doable right now. So how's my diet going? Well, actually really good. I had sort of a moment where I couldn't. Let's see how one shoulder is higher, but it might be because I'm in the sling. Okay, oh, it hurts when it's slower, yeah. I had a moment where it wasn't that good, and then I did recover. And what really helped is, recording here. I thought I was recording once, and then my recorder wasn't running, which was actually one of those times that it was really fulfilling about explaining everything. It was mostly about my whole life of dieting. I don't know if I have any of these videos here anymore. I deleted most of my videos, but so to stand besides my youth as a kidnap, just about the diet. I was a girl who didn't really care for food or candy or any kind of intake in the mouth. I guess I would like lemonades and drinks, but I wasn't so fond of eating. and it was always something else that was triggering me to do something, walking somewhere to see a cat or a dog or play with a doll, or it wasn't food. And my my fake sister has actually on numerous occasions says something weird like she's so cute and we have to do something about it. And these people come here for us, and what if they think she looks cute or something weird like that? I mean, who even comes up with those thoughts? And we're gonna make her fat, and then from inserting lard-ish goo, I don't know, maybe from top of soups, you know, that thick layer. That's what it sort of looked like inside vegetables, like what are those? Just these long green sticks that you celery. She would then tell me to eat celery and put it in there. Sorry, I had to laugh. And she would then just sit there and say, look at her eating that, and she's going to be so fat. And but she would also do things like telling me to do it. I think I recorded that before, but that I would sit at a table because I had to, and there was food as it was time to eat. And she would say, "Well, look at those other girls over there. There would always be young women walking by, and they are models. And if you want to be a model, you have to eat a lot of this." And the product was a chocolate hagelslag, chocolademeisjes, which is extremely bad for diets. And well, it's like a chocolate bar, but then grain. What do you call it? Graining. When you have these little flicks, but they're more precisely created flicks, and they're I think they call them Mises, or I don't know what they call them, but in English, it's just a stink again. I think I heard a door open and then it stinked. I don't have a door here, it's so weird. Yeah, my own door, but that didn't open. I think it's a neighbor's door is what I thought. But why does that create a stink? I don't think so. It just has to be coincidence. Anyway, the force of food came, and I then had to eat the chocolate, and I didn't, and she said, do it, and then you have to, Derek. She was always very controlling, of course. And then I'm just gonna burn a match for the smell. Someone came in and she went, "Oh, look at that, look what she eats." And so I wonder, you know, how much importance it is was there for her to have people see that. Is that part of her reasoning? And things like taking me to McDonald's, like never, but then once, and then saying, "Now we're gonna say she was there." You know, I could just imitate her. She was there all the time, and she would take her bike and go alone, and I didn't even know where it was. It's my first time at McDonald's as a little kid. Yeah, putting me down at the TV, also threatening me verbally. She was bigger and I better do what she say or else I'd find out. She continuously kept saying weird things like that too. You would find out what would happen. Well, it was usually. And then saying I had to eat a cup of chippies when I would sit in front of the television, and she would bring more, and I had to eat those too. So just saying, because I'm realizing that I don't care about food, is someone who made me do that. No, it is important to think about that, because first of all, I do think the mind has a lot to do with it. I think that if you, I'm gonna burn a candle, this is too much. If you continuously say that you cannot do something to yourself, then you have a big chance that you cannot. And you might say, yeah, that's not real. But hey, imagine yourself going for boxing, and I don't know how to box, but let's say you pretend that you do, and and you train and work out, and say, I can't do it, and then you go into a fight and you say, I can't do it, and it's just kind of obvious that you probably can't do it then. And so part of that just really works in your body too, I think. And if I tell myself that I look fat, which is something a lot of fat people do, and also all have like relatively same like stories where someone told them they were fat even when they were thin, and they started to believe it. And so things like that. So people tell you to eat, people tell you you're fat, and so it goes in there, it stays in your mind, and then you start acting like it. I believe thoroughly that was what happened to me, and I think it happens a lot. But I think that when you realize that your problem is over because you're telling yourself that you have a food problem or an addiction, or you have to eat cookies and you can't stop. There was a girl on YouTube. I'm nothing. I don't overeat that much, but she would eat as much as just crazy, and call it a mukbang or a ding bang galing, and just put all this food on top of each other and eat it all up till it's like almost gone. And I heard her say a lot that she just didn't know how to stop. And I would this way want to say, if you say that you can, eventually you will be able to, I think, And so it is lucky that you can realize it and say, oh yeah, I don't care for food. Trick number one, figure it out. Maybe a lot of us were not hungry babies, people that care about it. I was not a hungry baby at all. Well, so okay, I grew up, and at first I gained a little weight, and that was used against me in that kidnap story that I'm not going to refer to any more than that. And then I learned that it was also wrongly taught, that I was also not welcome anywhere, would never have a life with anyone. I would have to stay home because nobody wanted to see me, and especially not at things like parties and beaches and jobs and God knows what else. And that really hit me hard for a while there. When I grew up into a young teenager, I really did not move an inch away from there. I would sit inside and dream about fun things, but never do them. When I grew a little older, I realized that I could lose weight, and just did that. I would see things like maybe a movie with a girl with a similar face, and think to myself, oh, I'm not that ugly. Oh, I think I can do it. There were all kinds of reasons, like watching diets, and while they said that no diet would ever work, you obviously learn that there are diets that work, and that, for instance, even if you starve yourself to death, you'll lose weight. There's just always a way. It's not necessary. We don't have to be anorexic, but it does prove a point. Diets do work, okay? So I sort of started to learn like that. I learned my own way, and then I did all kinds of things, from veggies and fish to just nuts or fruits or something. And I stayed more or less thin than for the longest time, and now and then really thin. I would just go to like a very very strict diet, where it's like, indeed, I only have nuts and coffee or something. And then I would be size 6, and by the time I would go size 4, I'd be like, oh my God, you know. I think that's when they noticed and put me back and drove me up, and I got fat again. That I don't want to think about. Right now, let's talk about this diet. So, there were times that I was really thin. There were times that I was regular most of the time. And then once I got really fat, and it was because I noticed someone that I thought was really nice. Turns out now it just brainwashed me and stole from me and my parents, my real parents, and just abused my kidnap to the limit. But told me a lot of different stories and lies about fun things and helping people and making money for good reasons and not stealing it all from me and others. Now I hear something again. I'm not gonna have a look. I don't know what that is. Maybe there's an animal in there. It's so creepy. Maybe in a dishwasher or something. Oh my God. I think it's even, man, it's scary. Anyway, I forget what I was saying. I gained a lot of weight. I heard that person say once, and that came back to me along the theft, that he liked it when a woman would say, "Hey, that's not right, not putting up in it." And so I went there that way. I gave him a call. I thought I'd try it out. And then I got hit by a car, stood still at a traffic light to the right, and very sharp to the right. Slow driving, very fast driving car, just boomed right into me. And the car was a harmonica, and I was still alive. And I realize now that she did everything that those kidnappers would do, and they'd hire people. They give you a laptop and a school education, maybe an apartment or something. And all you have to do is, kill somebody with your car. Not sure, but I now think that also happened. I did change my mind along the way. Before I got hit by a car, I went to a flower store and I bought some flowers, and I thought it was just going to be nice. And anyway, I got really fat. I thought I had a bad whiplash, but I was just super drugged. Everything got worse and worse from there on. Maybe he just tried to shut me up. I recovered, and I was bigger than I've ever been. I was shocked when I saw myself in the mirror, and I remember hearing that fake sister say she doesn't even know if we drugged her up, because there's a few times that I ate more, and then nothing, and then I woke up like that, So those are things I don't really want to count, but I guess I have to. Especially because I got it off, I started losing weight. I walked a meal. So that's basically what I always said was sit, stand, walk, repeat. Now you can rest, you sit, you stand up. You do the meal, you walk back, you sit, relax, you do it again. For a few years until I lost all the weight. And after that, I have been bigger. First, just a little bit when I had a job. So I was like size 11, was happy, whoa. And I had a job, and my employer said I should have something. And I said no, but I shouldn't have let him convince me. But I got the soup and the steak sandwich or something. It was so good, but I gained really fast, and I did lose that later, and then later I gained again. This time it was was sort of an emotional relief of the theft when I came to America to hopefully find my friends and family. I have a memory of my dad saying, whatever happens, don't ever believe someone who makes you pay for things or ask money and then say it's for dad, because daddy will never ask you, of course, right? And they'll always just want to hurt you and do things like make you a cleaner, like Cinderella, and they did. And so I met someone, and it was supposed to be a certain important person. Let's say like that, and then it was, and I thought, oh my God, oh, this might be him. And then there were others, so oh my God, this might be him too. Oh, maybe there are just a few, and then that person at some point started saying that he really liked everyone in my kidnap a lot, and I started realizing they just had sent him. But before then, he had asked me, he had discussed with me my strengths and my weaknesses, and asked how did I base it, and where would I not be so strong, and how would I fall apart. And I was dumb enough. I thought, because my kidnappers do that. They did that. They will ask you how you can go down, and then make sure that it happens, or what you would celebrate and want to have. Make sure it doesn't happen. So it did cross my mind, but then I thought, oh no, and then I just told him, and then he did it. And for a very long time, he did it so much that it broke me entirely. And those are things like asking money, because he was supposed to be the one to bring me home, to give me my, house, car, keys, memory of dad, box with gifts, cuddle beer, whatever. But instead, he did that, and that took me also right back to that man who stole so much. And in combination, like I said, I wouldn't make it, I would go fat. I did. But at first I fought it off really hard. I was running at the time. I had started, it went so good. First just eating a lunch, and then lunch and dinner time, and then lunch, dinner, and morning time, all the time, 3 times around the park. It was fantastic. But when he did that, I would stop in the weekends and have things to eat. When I eat bad, I usually eat meals like maybe mashed potatoes and meat, or fish. And I'll have a big dessert in the past, not anymore. I won't have those things anymore either. In any way, I would gain a lot of weight. So it would first be on and off, weekend, week. Then it would be week on, week off, week on, and then it was just over. And I never did it again. I moved over here so that I could run again. And I was almost ready to do so. And now it starts to smell like corpse again. And I've had that in the other building. And I know that that will kill me. So I'll have to have them repair it, fix it, or move in another apartment, or whatever else, but maybe just entirely move, because that's going to kill you. So that's where I'm at right now. Still on my diet, still doing well. Fat girl doesn't care for food, is slimming down and having coffee or whatever that is, and things smell like shit. Okay, well, I'm going to stop the recording and post it. Hope soon things will be better.